Today's video is comparing two different spring-assisted knives. This one is the SOG Twitch II, and this one is the black Kershaw Leek. I recently got both of these knives from Sue here on YouTube. SP Silgo is her channel. So if you have not yet checked her out, definitely do so. She has some excellent knife review videos. She's got a great sense of humor, and she is extremely sweet. So she is one of my favorite channels here on YouTube. And I love the fact that she's another female who is into tactical related gear. So definitely check her out. We've been messaging back and forth. She knows I had a very small, pitiful knife collection going, and I did not have any spring-assisted knives. So she has sent me these two. I'm really appreciative and thankful to have a few new knives that I can play around with for my EDC, give me a little bit of change from the one I've been carrying for the past few years. So this is really nice of her. She also sent me this note. Hey Sonia, hope you enjoy these knives. Thanks again for all the gun help and advice, Sue. So very sweet. Thank you very much, Sue. I really appreciate it. I've been playing around with both of these knives ever since getting them in the mail. I'm not sure yet which one I like better. I think I'm leaning more towards the SOG Twitch II because it's a little smaller, a little lighter. It sits a little bit lower in the pocket. I don't know if you can tell, this one sticks up a little bit more on top of the pocket clip. I think I like the color better of that one, a little more natural with the aluminum and stainless. But man, they're both great knives. They're both totally different than any I've ever owned. They're very similar, yet they do have some differences that I'll go over in this video, so hope you guys find this informative. As I said, the SOG is a little bit smaller and lighter. The weight of the Twitch II is 2.6 ounces, and the Kershaw Leek weighs not too much more at 3.1 ounces. Closed, the Twitch is 3.52 inches, and the Kershaw is 4 inches. They both have two methods for opening them. As I said, they have a spring-assisted opening systems. For the SOG, it's called the SAT, the SOG Assisted Technology. And for the Kershaw, it's Ken Onion's SpeedSafe Assisted Opening System. From what I can tell, they're very similar. They both have this kick on them that you press to flip it open. And then they both also have the thumb stud here for using your thumb to get them open. So first I'll show you guys the thumb stud. Thumb studs work great. Oh. Very crisp, clean for both of them when they open. Overall blade lengths, overall length of the Kershaw is 7 inches. Overall length of the SOG is 6.2. The blade length on the SOG is 2.68, a little longer on the Kershaw with a blade length of 3 inches. They both have different ways of locking. The SOG has a push lock where you push right here, then you can close it. I think I prefer the frame lock, which the Kershaw has, because that's what I'm used to with the little Gerber. Right here you just push the frame inside there off to the side and you can close it that way. So frame lock and push lock. And of course I'll show you guys here the flip spring technology. The kick on the SOG is a little bit bigger. Here's the Kershaw. Kershaw works great. The SOG, a little bit easier for me to get my finger on because it's a little bit bigger. For materials, the Kershaw here, both the blade and the handle are both stainless steel, coated with the black protective coating. And for the SOG, only the blade is stainless steel. The handle is a hard anodized aluminum with a satin finish, which I think is really pretty. I think I like this better over the black, but the black is a nice change too for switching it up sometimes, which is pretty cool. Let's see, the Kershaw, from what I can tell, is made in the USA. It's completely made in the USA, whereas the SOG is assembled in the USA. It's pretty sure the parts are made overseas and it's just assembled here, whereas from what I can tell, the Kershaw's parts are made here. Although, someone please correct me if I am wrong there. Both of these knives have safeties, which I think is pretty cool. I never really knew knives had safeties nowadays, but I didn't really think about it. The Kershaw has this one right here. You just push up on that little knob, and then it will not flip open. So that is the safety. It won't flip open in your pocket accidentally. On the SOG, the safety is this little switch here. If you could see, I just pushed that up with my thumbnail, and then now it won't open. So, right there. That's the safety on that. On the Kershaw, there's only holes on the frame on one side. There are none on the opposing side. So, you can't put the clip on the other side of the knife. You can rotate it, it's reversible 180 degrees, so that you can carry your knife either tip up or tip down in your pocket if you have a preference there. Whereas the SOG, you cannot reverse the clip over to this side, so it's only ever going to have tip up carry. You can't flip it to this end of the knife. But you can reverse the clip to the opposing side here. So, tip up or down. The clip is obviously much longer here on the Kershaw, much shorter on the SOG. I think I prefer the shorter, but I'm not totally sure. I haven't carried one like this before yet, so very cool. A few other things to mention that I just thought of. Both of the blades are obviously both straight edge. There's no serrations or anything. Full on straight edge blades. I do like on the SOG how there's a bit more here in terms of catching your finger in case you ever, for some odd reason, had to use one of these for self-defense. Most often I'm just going to be using these for opening packages and food preparation when camping and just everyday tasks. But if I did ever have to use one as self-defense, this one doesn't have quite as much of a finger guard, I guess you would call it, for stabbing. I mean, these are not self-defense knives, but just for an extra bonus. I like how this one has just a little bit more of a catch here if you had to actually stab someone or something. So I do like that. And then I really like the name of the SOG Twitch, because I don't know if they called it that on purpose, probably because it's pretty cool, but you can either open it with a twitch of your finger or a twitch of your thumb. So very creative naming on SOG's part. This is the SOG Twitch II, very close up. You can see the holes here where the clip attaches and where you can reverse it to the other side. Here is the kick. Here is the thumb stud. And here is the safety. And here's the push lock. So I have the safety off. It's very sharp. It's a very thin knife. Very nice knife. Close-up of the black Kershaw Leek. Here are the holes in the frame where you can reverse the clip to the same side for tip up or down carry. Here is the other side. Here is the kick. Here is the thumb stud. And here is the safety right there. So Also a very sharp blade. And there's the frame lock. Very nice knives. Both of them are excellent spring-assisted knives. And to show you guys here, they're pretty much the same thickness, in my opinion. Although the blades start out the same thickness here, about 1/8 of an inch. But then as you get down near the tip, the SOG stays thicker and the Kershaw gets really, really thin, almost like a razor blade thickness at the end. So, just to show you guys, here is how the SOG Twitch II sits in my pocket compared to the Kershaw Leek. The SOG obviously sits a lot lower and the clip is shorter. The Kershaw obviously is a lot higher. The clip is longer. The SOG is more comparable to what I'm used to, my little Gerber, which also sits low in the pocket, but there is that for comparison. Thank you guys again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the knife comparison. Big thanks again to Sue for giving me a few other options here with my everyday carry knife. Really, really excited to have a change. And these are some really nice, high quality knives. So, thanks everybody for watching. Have safeties on them so they won't open. On the SOG, there's this little button that you push up right there, and when it's up, okay, that did not work. Oh, I didn't push it up all the way. The SOG Twitch II is really comparable to the Gerber, the tiny Gerber that I'm used to. Ah! The SOG, I think, opens a little easier. Wow, now my finger is sore. Like I said, they are both assisted knives.